Good evening or good morning, Ipswich Town fans, depending on whenever you're watching this. I don't think I've ever felt so deflated after scoring a last-minute equaliser as I do this time round, obviously referring to Ipswich Town's 1-1 draw with Blackburn Rovers. And yes, I'm happy that Sindre Walle Egeli scored his first Ipswich Town goal in the 94th minute. Yes, I'm happy that we've come away from a point from Ewood Park rather than 0, but I'm not happy with the overall performance. And I try to always be positive on this channel. I always try to see it with the best way I possibly can, but I'm trying really hard to find positives tonight, and I'm really struggling. So if you'd like to, please do press subscribe down below. Tell me your thoughts in the comments and drop a like on the video, and we'll all have a little bit of a grumble together, because we'll start with saying that I think we're beyond just a bad game and a bad performance now, and this is very quickly becoming a bad season that is getting away from us, and that seems ridiculous to say when we're in 7th place and just a few points off the automatic promotion places, and ultimately a 2 or 3 game swing away from being in the top 2. But when you look at the division and see 7 or 8 teams in exactly the same position, and you look at the nature of those teams and the makeup of those teams and compare that to ours and realise that actually fundamentally we are so far ahead of those teams in terms of playing squad and money spent, we should be a lot higher in a lot better position than we currently are. And there's so many reasons as to why. And the first one that I point towards is connectivity amongst the squad. I mean, call me a bad version of Nirvana, because I smell absolutely no team spirit at all when I look at the squad 2 years ago and I see players like Sam Morsey, Connor Chaplin, Cameron Burgess all coming together. There was a real die-hard attitude, and every time we went behind in a game, I always felt like we were going to come back or at least give it a very good go. But we look at the stats now, and in the last 32 games that we've conceded the opening goal, we've not won a single one of them, and there's very few draws in and amongst that as well. We seem to have lost that ability to come back. We seem to have lost that desire to get ourselves back into the game, and that's really frustrating and really worrying going into a busy spell of Christmas games and what will be a really tough final 6 months of the season if we want to get ourselves back up into the automatic promotion places, or indeed even into the playoff places, which I'm not even sure of that at the minute after watching tonight. And I fully appreciate I'm being very reactionary here. I'm very keen to hear from you if you're feeling a little bit more positive than me. I don't want to go on some sort of major pipe bomb here and have a go at the squad or anything like that. That's not what this is about. But I do feel like there is something wrong at Ipswich Town at the minute, and we're not creating enough. We talk about connectivity, let's talk about creativity. We've got so many good players in the squad. You look at the likes of Chuba Akpom, Jack Clark, Jaden Philogene, Sindre Walle Egeli, who I know scored tonight, and congratulations to him on his first Ipswich Town goal. Marcelino Nunes, George Hurst, Sammy Schmodix when he's fit. These are players that should be delivering more chances and should be scoring more chances than they currently are, and for whatever reason they're not. We seem to be very one-dimensional, one way of playing. We seem to overuse our left-hand side, a lot of reliance on Clark and Philogene in particular to play out a big moment. We don't use our attacking side on the right enough, in my opinion. You know, Casey McAteer gets a lot of slander, got slated again tonight on Twitter. If I'm being honest, I don't think he's any worse than anyone else was tonight, but I don't think we go down our right hand side enough, and I think if you shut off our left hand side, then we look very nullified in attacking sense, and yeah, that's really concerning for me. I do think as well that we need to be braver in attack. I think people are so scared of giving the ball away to the extent that they overplay a little bit. Maybe they pass when they should shoot. Maybe they pass when they could drive into space. Everybody else is looking to pass the attacking responsibility to someone else, when I just want to grab hold of these players and say, we signed you for a reason, and you're proven at this level you can do well, you can do something good, and give them that confidence, because that for me is a lot of what we're lacking, is confidence. Because Jack Clark gets on the edge of the box, and we've seen him do it. We've seen him score goals from outside of the box, but he seems scared to shoot, and that's not digging him out. It's actually saying that he's got so much quality that, unfortunately, you know, and it's not just him, he's just an example that we're just not seeing. And yeah, I just think that there's so much potential still to be unlocked amongst this squad, but we're in December and we're still talking about gelling and we're still talking about clicking. I don't think we can be doing that. I'm a keen defender of Kieran McKenna. I'm not in any way suggesting that we should get rid of Kieran McKenna or it's time for a change. I will support Kieran McKenna for the rest of the season and hopefully beyond that, once results hopefully pick up. but he's not beyond reproach. There's a lot of noise on Twitter about it, a lot of noise amongst the fan base about Kieran McKenna, some people calling for him to be out, so I wanted to give my thoughts on it anyway. The changes are strange, aren't they? They really are strange. There's no getting away from that. We talk about gelling, and it's really hard for a team to gel when it's constantly changed time after time. I sort of understand the wingers changing a lot. It is a fairly rough position. You take a lot of knocks, you put a lot of effort in. Centre-backs, I don't understand why centre-backs need to change so often. It's not an overly strenuous position, especially when we're a side that has a lot of the ball. I don't know why Greaves can't play every game. I don't know why Kipre can't play every game. It should just be one of them next to O'Shea. I don't understand the rotation there. I don't think there needs to be quite so much rotation in midfield or in the number 10 position or between Azon and Hurst up top. There just seems a lot of changing for a lot of change's sake. But ultimately, I think Kieran McKenna knows what he's doing. I don't think, obviously, he's doing amazing at the minute. He'll know that himself, but I do think he is the man to turn this around, and I'd be very shocked if I deviate from that anytime soon, if I'm being completely honest. And look, there was lots of criticism about the fact that his substitutions are so predictable, but credit where credit is due today. He did make subs at half time, which we haven't really seen him do too often. I'm hoping though that he does come up with a bit of a plan B, because I do feel like when we are worked out, and we don't really change our style of play too much. But I do trust him, and he knows what he's doing way better than I do. And yeah, I just fully trust that he can turn this around. But there are things that I think can be improved. I mean, Saturday's a big one, isn't it? It's obviously Coventry at home, and they're high flying, scoring goals for fun. We'll wait to see what happens there. I'm not looking forward to it overly. I'm looking forward to being back at Portman Road, but I'm not massively looking forward to the game against our opponents. But really, I just think at the start of the season, these are the games that we would have been looking forward to, and that's the upsetting part, really. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens there, and hopefully Town can turn this around. We've obviously got January on the horizon as well. Additions there, some players leave, and there'll be a bit of a reshuffle. I've got a video on that coming out too. But yeah, for now, we're not feeling too great after Town's 1-1 draw with Blackburn. I'm sorry for the bit of a negative video, but yeah, I thought we'd come on and have a little bit of a discussion. Very keen to hear from you. And yeah, other than that, we'll reconvene soon. Thank you very much for watching, and keep on keeping on.